What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. Maybe because I just needed to yell at them. I think the Phillies just needed me to come on here last night, yell the hell out of them, and that was going to push them to get a victory today, a much-needed victory, a much-needed performance from a lot of the people in the starting lineup, and your starting pitcher tonight, Nola, desperately needed it. Just desperately needed it. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts from Nola. Needed to go deep into the ball game because you know your bullpen's taxed, because you use the bullpen way too much over the past so many games. It's been unreal how much you've had to use the bullpen for multiple innings because your starters can't go deep into the game. So many times where they can't get out of the first inning, they can't go past 2, they're only going 5 or 6. It's a lot of work on the bullpen, and you're going to tax them the more and more you use them. And tonight was just a very needed game from a lot of people. Needed from Nola, needed from Kyle Schwarber, and just needed that type of offensive explosion. And it's funny, too, it comes on the day that Trey Turner finally gets benched. He finally gets a day off after just being terrible. Just after being terrible. My God, he really needed that day off. And the Phillies, they take advantage of a Jameson Taillon, who was struggling coming into this game, an above 6 ERA. Above 6 ERA. You took advantage of him in the first inning. I was being skeptical because you get the bases loaded to start off the first inning, then JT pops up. I'm like, oh my God, here comes a double play by Kyle Schwarber. I am wrong. He crushes a grand slam to right field in the second deck. The ball was absolutely murdered. And the Phillies go up 2-0, and then followed up by a Cody Clemens 2-run bomb to make it 6-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Cody Clemens, a two-way player that is better than Shohei Ohtani. He pitches in last night's ball game because you're getting blown out. He comes into today and gives you a 2-run shot. Who do you know? What do you know? Cody Clemens, most clutch guy in the room. You love to see it. You definitely love to see it. Overall, like I said, this is a game that you just needed. I'm not going to go crazy after this. Please, just try to string together some more wins. That's all I'm asking for at this point. I'm not sure how tomorrow's going to go because you're putting in Taijuan Walker on 3 days rest, and in my honest opinion, that sounds like it is a nightmare waiting to happen. It just does. We saw what Taijuan Walker did in that final game against San Francisco. Didn't last the first inning. Lasted 2 outs. And you're going to put him out there on 3 days rests when you knew he had the forearm issue earlier in the season. I just don't know how that's going to work. I understand why you're doing it, just because you don't want to put another bullpen game out there, and you don't have anyone else to call up from AAA to just be a spot starter because you don't trust Bailey Falter at this point. Christopher Sanchez has not given anyone any hope down there in AAA. He's been terrible. It's just, you really don't have any other options. I like I said, I still do think Taijuan Walker pitching on 3 days rest is a nightmare waiting to happen. But at this point, you put yourself in this type of situation because your starting pitching just can't go deep in the ball games, and your starting pitching has just been terrible in general. So you put yourself in this type of bind because you've been using the bullpen way too much over the past so many games. So Rob Thompson was put in a bind, and he had to do this. Now, I don't know how it's going to work going into tomorrow. I've only had 3 days off in preparing for this game for Taijuan Walker, so I have no idea how it's going to go. I really have no idea how it's going to go. It could be very ugly. It could be very ugly, or it could work and makes Rob Thompson look like an absolute genius. I couldn't tell you what's going to be the solution there. I really just can't. Because there really is no clear answer of what tomorrow is going to showcase. If Taijuan Walker can find a way to be the Taijuan Walker that should be what he is in the first half over the course of his Mets career, because he's normally dynamic in the first half of the season, it's the second half when he falls apart. Right now, he's doing his second half performance right now. It's not needed. It's not needed. Because this team really needs starting pitching. Desperately needs it. And hopefully he can do it tomorrow. I have my doubts. It's granted. There's no one that should be positive going into tomorrow with a Taijuan Walker on short rest. There really shouldn't be. But maybe he proves us wrong. And I hope he does. I hope he does. Because right now he sucks, and I'm going to say that he sucks until he proves me wrong. And I hope he does tomorrow. I really do. Because this team really needed this performance from Aaron Nola and the Bats. You just need another good pitching performance tomorrow. Because I don't believe you're going to have an off day in a long time at this point. I'm not even sure when your next off day is. Because after this series, you're home for 3 more games and playing the Diamondbacks. And then you go on a 4-game series with the Braves down in Atlanta. Then you go to New York to play the Mets. And then I believe you have a 4-game series or a 3-game series with the Nationals. So I'm not entirely sure when your next day off is going to be. I do believe this is a 4-game series with the Braves coming up. I think that is the case. Yeah, 4-game series in Atlanta. Okay, then you have an off day after the Atlanta series. So you have an off day, not this Monday, the next Monday following. So you got a little bit over a week until your next off day. But 4 games in Atlanta, 3 games in New York, 3 games in Washington before you come back home again to play the Tigers and the Dodgers. And then you go on a road trip again for 4 games on the West Coast once again in Arizona and Oakland. This team just can't avoid the West Coast on their road trips. It's just fucking annoying. But you got the win where it was needed. You definitely did. So that's all you can ask for. Looking at the lineup today, Bryce and Stott went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Nick Castellanos was put in the 2-hole today, which was very surprising to me. I'm not sure why he didn't put guys like Alec Boehm up there or Brandon Marsh, but hey, who am I kidding? Nick Castellanos goes 1 for 4. Bryce Harper 2 for 3 with 2 walks in this game and an RBI. JT Realmuto 0 for 4. Garrett Stubbs came in the pinch hit later on in the ballgame, and he hit a triple in his only plate appearance. Kyle Schwarber 1 for 2 in this game with 2 walks and a grand slam, so that was desperately needed from Kyle Schwarber. He really needed that one under his belt. Absolutely murdered the ball. Alec Boehm 1 for 5. Brandon Marsh 0 for. So Brandon Marsh is really starting to come down to earth. His batting average is down to 266, I think, since like April 20-something, like April 20th or something like that. He's batting like in the hundreds. So yeah, he's really come back down to earth, and it kind of sucks to see that. Cody Clemens, the one-hit wonder, 2 for 4 in this game with the 2-run shot. 1 walk as well. And Edmundo Sosa had a nice game for himself today. 3 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Total for runners in scoring position, you went 4 for 12. It's a step in the right direction. And you scored 12 runs in this ballgame. Some of that was granted to some of the mistakes by the Chicago Cubs. I believe there was a play that Morel was too lazy out there in right field, throwing a ball back in that allowed Sosa to score on a sac fly, I believe. So there was some laziness by the Cubs, but overall, you found ways to put more runs on the board instead of just going quiet after the first inning. So, Cat knocked that, and it finished in a 12-3 win for your Phillies, ending the 5-game losing streak, which was desperately needed. Desperately needed. Looking at the pitching staff, Aaron Nola, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts on 98 pitches. Really good performance by Aaron Nola. Fastball was touching 94, like a lot that we saw last year. Hopefully that can just continue in the right direction for him. Right now, they just need something positive right now. They just do. And there's a lot of positives that you could take out of this game. Guys looked a lot more comfortable. They had a good plate approach in that first inning. Aaron Nola looked really good. So, really, that's all you can do in this point. Just look at the positives, build some confidence off of that, and get some more wins under your belt. That's all I can say for it at this point. I'm not going to go overly crazy after this win because right now, when you think they're back, they come and take 20 steps in the wrong direction and kick you right in the dick. So that's what this Phillies team has done this year. So I'm not going to go too crazy after this win. But it was nice to see this type of win, just so a non-stressful win, a blowout, a lot of runs on the board, which this offense just really needed. It was bound to happen at this point because all those hits, non-hits, but runners in scoring position was eventually going to come to an end. It just needs to be more consistent. That's what I need. It needs to be way more consistent. Scoring runs, hitting with guys on base, it needs to be way better. Your starting everything needs to be better, basically. That's all I can say. Everything needs to be better. Today, everything went right for you. Continue to build off of it. Continue to build off of it. And that's all you can do moving forward. Maybe this day off for Trey Turner. He worked with Kevin Long in the batting cages. Maybe that, clears his mind a little bit and he comes back into tomorrow's game. And maybe he gets a couple hits. So, Maybe it works for a lot of people. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Like I said, I'm very skeptical about a Taiwan Walker on 3 days rest. You really just need the offense tomorrow. Again. And granted, after a 12-run outburst, not guaranteed the offense is going to score a lot of runs tomorrow either. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hope I'm wrong for tomorrow with Taiwan Walker, but he's just been proving a lot of people right. And I just hope he can prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, indeed. Let's see. Anything here on Twitter? I don't think there is about this game. Really, this was just a game about, getting some confidence under your belt. So tomorrow, Taiwan Walker on 3 days rest, going up against Justin Steele. He is 6-1 with a 2.44 ERA, coming off of a start against the Houston Astros where he allowed 5 earned runs in 6 innings pitched. Looking at some of his games so far this season, 5 1/3, 6 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings. So he's a quality start type of guy. 5 earned runs, 8 strikeouts against the Houston Astros. So hopefully the Phillies can give him a little bit of a runaround. Not guaranteed, but they desperately need to do it. It is a lefty on the mound, so maybe you won't see Brandon Marsh in the lineup tomorrow, especially since he's struggling. Maybe Stott doesn't get the start either, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen on that standpoint. The rest of the schedule, Arizona Diamondbacks, they come into town this week after this series for 3 games. Zack Wheeler and Ranger Suarez are going to pitch Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday, you don't know what's going to happen there, if it's going to be a bullpen game or not. Most likely it's going to be a bullpen game. And granted, that's the game I'm going to Tuesday. So, fun. Then you got the Atlanta Braves, 4-game series. First time against the NL East in a long time. It'll only be the 4th time you're playing the NL East, the 4th game against the NL East this year because you only played 1 series against the Miami Marlins in April. You're going to have Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Taiwan Walker for that series. And then whoever pitches on that Friday game. And who are you facing for the Braves in that series? Thursday is an unknown. And then Schuster, Charlie Morton, and Spencer Strider for Sunday Night Baseball. And then you're going to be playing the New York Mets after that. Ranger Suarez and Aaron Nola will be on the mound. The Thursday game is unknown. Then you play the Washington Nationals. And then so on and so forth with the rest of the schedule, where you'll be seeing frequently more of the NL East. So, schedule only gets tougher from here. Got to find a way to build some confidence. That's all you can do at this point. Find a way to string some wins together. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So let's see. Let's see. No, I don't think there's anything else to do with this game. Everything happened. A lot of runs. It's built some confidence. A lot of the anger I had was from yesterday. It's still down there, but today was a good day. Just, like a nice, comfortable win. Build off of it now. That's what you have to do. Build off of it. Build off the positives. Build off this Aaron Nola start. Kyle Schwarber, find a way to build off that grand slam you had. Maybe this day off for Trey Turner does something for him. And you go on a little bit of a stretch here. Because I would like to see some confidence going into that stretch against the NL East. Braves, Mets, and Nationals. I would like to see a little bit of confidence and a little bit of winning going down there. Just a little bit. And this is, the time to do it. Build some confidence here this last game against the Cubs. Even though, like I said, I'm skeptical with Taiwan Walker. 3 days rest. And then a young Arizona Diamondbacks team. Got to find a way. That's all you can do at this point. All you can do. So, this was going to be a quick hitter tonight, guys. Was out all day. Tired. At the Italian Market Festival down in South Philly on 9th Street. Doing that stuff. Got home. Was watching the game in the restaurant. Saw the Grand Slam in the restaurant. And basically, there's the rest. So, that's going to do it for tonight, everybody. I do see some of you guys in the chat right here. Is Kyle Schwarber a future Hall of Famer? I don't know. I don't know. Ken, this probably means we'll be lucky to score 2 runs tomorrow. It seems every game this year we have to put up double digits. We can't do crap the next day. Hope I'm wrong. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. So, it's going to do it for tonight, everybody. Thank you for joining the streams as always. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to check out everything in the description down below Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Hit it, join the TTP Sports family, and also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal, don't pass it up.